Howdy folks, welcome back to Rosgrea's Game with another video, and today we have a video from our good friend Scarecrow in his Imperial Japanese Navy, Atago. This is one of the pride and joys of the Imperial Japanese Navy. It is definitely one of the crowning jewels of the fleet. Why is this? Well, the history is books, if you want to repeat this while we're waiting for him to get this match of, if you remember correctly, the Islands of Ice, so to speak. Yes, and this is the revision, the third time of this map. When they did the maps there back in the day, for this map, it was a different kind of setup, you know, kind of angled sideways. But what I was trying to say about this ship is basically, they worked on the Miyoko class and it was quite successful, and they were doing experimentation with a small type cruiser. I forget the name of the class on top of my head. But they took the knowledge and experimentation of that and made these ships, the Atago class, which were a upgraded, beefier version of the Miyoko. A little bigger of the caliber of the guns, better armor, more anti-air, better torpedo locations, and proved to be a very successful design. The only drawback with them was the excessively very top-heavy armor of the ship. Made it very dangerous for it to almost keel over certain cases. But they built 4 of these, and Atago is one of them, and we have that version in the game. There's other ones called the Tone, if I remember correctly, and there's 2 on top of my head. I personally can't remember. But in World of Warships, you have it as a premium, and you have it with repair, hydro, or defensive fire, a fighter plane, and a heal. Now, clearly, I think Scarecrow is wanting to use some premium explosives. Congratulations. But, anyway, Islands of Ice, here we go. Now, let's throw up this fighter up there so you can get better position of some of these enemy ships if they come by, or torpedoes. But I would recommend using your hydro for that, better off with that. Enemy allied Benson and Yugamo have decided to get into cap and are now cap into position. And they're spam firing, they're trying to find out where the destroyers are. So something fired, he's got probably a better chance of detecting him now, and there's the enemy. We have an enemy Nagato out there. That's a little troublesome and a little scary. And there's also an enemy Kutuzov out in the distance. He's on range, so he's gonna... There he goes. Opens up like a Christmas tree. And there's reverse fire. And that's the nice thing about Atago. Atago has very, very good guns for fire chances. So if you want to get some good hits, I recommend getting yourself a few rounds in this bad boy. He's turning his guns to help out with the enemy Kagero. He has hit in the smoke, so it's kind of a tough position where he is. We also have enemy New Orleans here. Starting to get a little troublesome here, so throws his torpedoes out and he's about to fire. There he goes. Fires his first volley at New Orleans. Got some pretty good hits there. 7 hits, not bad. And we got a Frederick and a King George, and now it's not looking so good over here. I think it's time for us to retreat. It seems like the whole team has decided to lemming train and made their way towards sea cap. Now we already have the cap, so that's going to give us a bunch of points. So even if they take this,
desert road, no gas.
It's like taking over a flag that we already conquered for a few minutes, you know. So we already put our stink on it, so it's no big deal. It can die for all we care.
Much better.
He's still firing at that New Orleans. He's got some armor piercing load, which is a good choice for here. He's broadside, and yep, it can penetrate right through that deck. 4,000. He's almost got it. Come on, fire it again, fire it again. Gonna get a good couple hits here, and overpen. So yeah, it's angled, so now's a tough shot. It's on fire, so it might die from fire. Now he can't shoot it, so he's gonna pick a different ship. He's gonna go after that Tago. That looks pretty good shot over there. And he's just making his way out of here. Time to run. And those torpedoes are definitely going to be causing a deterrent to keep them away from him. You saw Yugumo. He was going to go shoot it, but, you know, he got out of the way. But that's just not going to happen. So, he's already made his way out of there. He's out of detectability, so he's no longer spotted. He's making his way up north to allow himself to get a better position on hitting somebody. Now, while this is going on, let's talk about more about the Atago. The Atago basically did very little during the war, protecting itself, running a lot of the main fleets during the time. Was there at battles in the Philippines, at the Great Turkey Shoot, where the great majority of the Imperial Japanese Navy's Air Force was destroyed, literally, in one battle. So, they pretty much had not much planes left after the Great Turkey Shoot, so to speak. So, after that fact, as referring to the Yugumo, its last task, after being refitted with 60 AA guns of its type 70, I think type 95s, it was then sent towards battles of the Philippines, Leyte Gulf, where it was struck by a Gado-class destroyer and hit by one torpedo, causing major flooding and a fire. She was then forced to abandon ship, and within 5 minutes she was then sunk. 300 crew members were unfortunately lost their lives during that great sinking, but it was one ship removed, and it was proved the point that the Gato submarines were terrifying during the war. Now, let's get back to what we have to do here. We get the B and we get the A, so you're still gonna wait and get the C cap, but it looks like it's not going to be going far.
Son of a bitch. These guys don't stand a chance.
There's the Neptune. Now, that's what he was warning about this whole time. He was warning the destroyers and the Iowa. Be careful, there's a Neptune right there, DD. You're gonna get torped and you're gonna get shelled by that guy. Thank God the Iowa's next to him, so he's gonna try to help him out. And the battleship's asking for help, and Scarecrow is more than willing to help out. He's got his ship ready to go. He still has a few hydroacoustics and a heel still ready to go because he only used one. The rest of the team is making their way north, and he needs to creep and get these two out of here. If he can get rid of those two, they can set themselves a little bit less in a bad shaky position right now. They have the cap advantage, but the problem is they have a very massive amount of battleships making their way towards them right now, and the fleet is kind of got the pants down with the Yugumo Neptune hiding in the corner here, playing pick and choose what they want. And thank God Scarecrow used that radar. Alright, he's asking for somebody to shoot that destroyer. Because right now he's kind of occupied with a Neptune. And our German is trying, but the problem is that evil, yep, there he goes. That evil little Neptune just ripped and destroyed our Tier 9. So we had no more destroyers left, and now we basically have ourselves down for the count a little bit here. Now he's spotted. Scarecrow is spotted here. And he throws us some torpedoes out front, just so in case he does decide to push out. those torpedoes will be ready. And then he decides to angle his armor so if those 6 inches start to fire, it's not going to go citadeling into his deck. Not to mention those torpedoes. And there he is. Angles the armor and a nice bounce off the armor. He cuts the throttle and the shells miss. And now that Neptune can't go anywhere. He's either got 2 choices. Either A, the Neptune has to push out in front of an Iowa's guns, or B, face the RAF of Scarecrow's torpedoes and guns. And he's going for Scarecrow. Truth be told, it's an excellent choice. Unfortunately,
Really pisses me off.
not with him with his torpedoes.
Much better.
And now Scarecrow uses his second heal. He's still reloading, and he's firing arm piercing. However, he did ask for support by the battleship. And here comes his shells. And he fires Citadel the... There goes that ship.
These guys don't stand a chance.
Battleship Kawachi is making his way out of there. And now he's making his way towards A-Cap and stopping it.
Set a smoke screen.
I was asking for smoke. Unfortunately, he doesn't realize that there's no ships here. There's no destroyers left. Without a destroyer, there's no way to cover him from getting himself attacked. So now Iowa has to pair himself against 2 cruisers, 2 battleships, on a very low health Iowa. Scarecrow is trying to make his way back towards behind A-Cap, and there it is, the Yugamo, who's trying to make his escape. And Scarecrow ain't having part of that. And does 2,000 damage on the first salvo. Didn't incapacitate something, so if he did hit the repair button, it's not going to be a pretty sight for him. The shells look pretty good again, and... they dispersed pretty bad on that shot. But he's nearly dead, and he did for a hydroacoustic, so even if he thinks he can retreat at a certain distance, with the use of hydroacoustic, it does increase the acquisition of torpedoes and the ship itself. He's just waiting to see when he gets detected, because we all know that he's right there. And here comes some torpedoes. Does not even need to do torpedo beats on that one, because that's an easy dodge. Now Scarecrow's just rambly firing because he just wants to find this dang guy. Unfortunately, he's not showing himself. He's actually being quite the smartest person. Unfortunately, here comes King George and his guns. High explosive. And he just misses. Oh, there's that Yugamo. You have to get rid of him. He is a major problem.
This is a force to be reckoned with.
The engines are out on him, but he's
Much better.
still alive. The only question is, can he fire off a round before he hides? Shells look pretty good, and he just gets lucky shot. There it is. Goodbye.
When you get to hell, tell him Duke sent you.
So there is no more destroyers. There's only, and I have to give it to the Iowa. Give this guy, the Iowa guy, some championship here, because he was able to stave off a lot of ships there and able to get himself 3 kills in that match. So it's a very close match now. We have a Kutuzov on 4 kills. We have a Tago. And we also have a King George. And Scarecrow uses his last repair, and now he's almost got the cap, and there it goes. So they have C cap, and they have A cap. B cap in the middle is clearly the only cap not taken.
Crowbar would come in handy right about now.
And Scarecrow uses torpedoes, and King George is turning, and he might hit one. He might get a torpedo hit here. And the thing with the British battleship line is they have excessively weak armor on their ballast tanks. Oh, he's gonna miss. He fires his HE, and 4,000 damage. Not bad at all. One more rogue shot, and then, just like that, he disappears into the ether. Now, King George is right behind that island, and smart move here, Scarecrow cuts his throttle, hides himself back. This gets him out of detection. So either A, this guy thinks he's making a break for it or disappears, or B, he's gonna just sit here and wait for this to happen. And what do you think is gonna happen here? Well,
Looks like you're
this.
fucked.
So guys, don't mind me, but let's go put some elevator music while we're waiting for this to happen. Grab yourself a cup of tea, grab yourself a cup of coffee, because this is going to take some time. Pretty sure if you guys have a Keurig now, you probably have your tea, your fresh tea, or coffee ready and done. How is it, you know? Do you put extra cream or sugar in it? He's already been spotted by the King George, so the King George knows he is there. So Scarecrow's gonna have to do some interesting tactics here. And what you see here is clearly who's the smart one, who's the stupid one, but this is not my point with this, but if you guys know, probably anybody who's making a homebrew one probably has their tea now by now. Did you get something else to have that with that tea? Like a fresh biscuit or a fresh donut or something like that? Something to eat along with it. Well, now since you guys are now fully ready to go and had your fill, now the King George is finally gone here, caught up to Scarecrow, and has decided to push out. And Scarecrow, reading his mind, pretty much deletes him in one torpedo run. And that is what we were waiting for.
And you died a virgin. That's a tough break.
Now here's where your pants dropping kind of problem comes in. Now he has to deal with this ship and not die. The thing with this is right now is Scarecrow actually can win this match. He can. He really can. Look at the timer, guys. We have under 1 minute to go. The 1 minute warning is on the clock now. So all Scarecrow has to do is not die by this Kutuzov's hands, and we win this fight. Unfortunately, Scarecrow has nothing but to show that broadside. Let's get the L in there, and ooh, those damaging shots, they were so shaky. But really smart, Scarecrow hides himself behind the island. It's going to give him a few more seconds to counteract this. If I were him, I would have switched to armor piercing at this point. It's too late now. A few more seconds. Don't die. The armor piercing goes, but he bounces the shots. And the torpedoes are out and he misses. Holy shit, was that close. Good job, Scarecrow, for dodging those shots. Holy chip. Let's see what we got here. We have 69 target hits, 6 torpedoes, 3 kills, 4 fires, 5 citadels on that poor, well, not poor. He had it coming. We knew it was going to happen on that Neptune. 1 cap, 5 secondary hits, and 4 incapacitations, Dreadnought, and a couple of the new anniversary icons, which I keep forgetting what they are, but that's not my point. 698,000 credits earned, 135,000 damage, and of course, on top of the team. Congratulations and well done also to that Battleship Kawachi guy. You guys saw him. He did pretty good too. And unfortunately, he probably could have got the Kraken, but Scarecrow denied him that chance. So, thanks again, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, take care of yourselves, and I hope you enjoyed.